the beneficent, the most merciful, master of this day of judgment in which we now live. Brothers and sisters, I want to say that the end is coming to this white man's world like Tupac says, white man's world. You know, most of you are angry with me because what comes out. See, I'm not afraid to stand up because when Jesus says, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set us free. But see, today, we are all wrapped up in the people he came to destroy. See, some of us are willing to befriend our murderers. So God sends down his judgment on the enemy that you are in love with. Well, you say, well, no, God, I ain't coming with you unless I bring white folks with me. So I want to say, we are tired of this game playing. You know, America will have to do justice by us or just let us go. I say America is in trouble. And I said God is about to wipe this nation from the face of this earth. Now listen, I'm not crazy and I'm not drunk. But how long do you think that America that can do evil and not face the judgment and wrath of God? You see, they asked me about the president morality. Well, how you feel about this president morality? Well, I said, what kind of presidents that we ever had that was moral? You see, I said the founding fathers of this nation were slaveholders. You see, they raped black women and gave them babies, but never of their own children. You know, when they framed the Constitution, you see, there was murder in this overall office. We seen the killing of kings and rulers. We see their nation and their governments was heads and outlaws and masters of assassinators. So when has this overall office ever been a moral place? So if my words frighten you, then wait till I finish. You see, many of us, brothers and sisters, we play with God, but we want God to be all loving and merciful. And yes, He loves us all right, but He kills people out for that very same love. And I'm going to say it again. Because you can put Hitler, Genghis Khan, Tabla Khan, Tamerlane. So you can put them all in the same vote. But notice that they never killed as many people as God. But God kills and destroys people out of His love for righteousness. And He hates us when we refuse to bow down and submit ourselves for His mercy before it's too late. Now, how many of us today have some good parents? You had a good mother or a good father who warned somebody in the community, warn a loved one and says, hey, now, look, you're doing wrong. Now, please change from your behavior. And then all of a sudden, you get this notice in the mail that they was dead. Now, at least you can say, well, I tried all that I can. When a young brother was singing you that very sad song and tears with this flowing through this young man's eyes because he done all that he can to warn you that death has now entered into America. You see, one disaster after another. And all my brothers and sisters, get a grip. Now, what do you think this flood is? See, what do you think this wind is? See, what do you think the unusual rain and unusual snow, the violent winds and the pestilence? You see, famine is here. And more famine is on its way. And you see, Mickey D's can't even give your children a Happy Meal. And the Bible says you will look at your own fat children. Very strange. Now, America is surrounded with the great judgment of Allah, God. And we see the judgment of America have come. The great, dreadful days, my brothers and sisters, of the Lord has now come to America. The land and people who worship evil, robbery, murder, rape, famine, deceits are the order of the day in America. If there is anything like a God of righteousness, if there is anything like a God of truth, should not He raise Himself up and take His place, put an end to such evil as now going on in America? People cannot walk the streets of America today without subjecting themselves to robbery, murder, or rape. America is a wicked land. Everyone is against the other. Righteousness, justice, and freedom are despised and fought against, regardless to the clear knowledge of God's hourly punishment and destruction of America by His divine pledge of storms. Now, these storms is going on today as we see in the area where some of you may live. Can you not see that God is after America for all its evil it has done? See, it had been thou far. It been a year that God been pledging America day and night, somewhere in the land where most of you may live. Can you not see that God is after America for all this evil that she has done? But this is as it is written of America in the book of Revelation. In the Bible, they continued their evil ways and did blasphemy to God with our power over these pledges. They hate the name of Allah. They hate the name of his messengers. But nevertheless, that does not stop the judgment and destruction of America. Look at the wicked devil in Alabama. They are against us while we are trying to be at peace with them. But there is no peace in them. We are done nothing to them. They are against us just because the idea that we are Muslims, black people. The white man have his way of ruling the black people for so long that he thinks that he still has the power to do so. While in reality, the white man have come to an end of his time of power to rule the black people, regardless to allow God retaliation to the white man for his evil act done to the black man. The white man still keeps inviting retaliation of Allah God. The white man must remember that he cannot win today over Allah God and his servants, who has power over the faction. The judgment of America. Judgment have come to America, whom to you who seeks to fight against Allah God and against his aim and purpose. Whom to you, America, Allah God has made you blind to his judgment, and therefore you are committing suicide, and made you blind on purpose to give you the full dose of his wrath. When man does not know the danger of fire, he can fall headlong into it. America has mistreated the black man for 400 years. She does not think that there ever be a God who will accept her black slave and return on her head the injustice done to her black slave. This is a day and time which America could benefit from what Allah God has revealed to me, and from the work that I'm doing amongst my black people, turning them from doing evil into righteousness. As it is written in the Bible, Babylon could have been healed, and there was a possible chance for healing, if she had not gone to extreme, making fun of the God of the Jews in their temple in Jerusalem, and belittling the power of the God of the Jews to retaliate. The Bible prophesies of the pledge that will come upon America, and these pledges are falling on America now. And yet she will not repent, for America continue to kill the black one slave of righteousness and justice. Even though the black slave won't to go from America, she won't to hold on to him. America does not want to let her black slave go. America holds the black slave for a prey. Whom to America her days has arrived. She will not heed the warning. I beg her to let us be separated from her on little territory and a state to ourselves, to let us be responsible for our own survival, only to get out from under her injustice. But she refused. So it was with Pharaoh in the time of Moses. God went down to Egypt to make Israel, her enemies, the Egyptian, an example for a future people, so that this may serve as a sign of what we see going on in America today. The four great judgment that Allah God promised to destroy America with are now coming upon her: hail, snow, drought, earthquake, fire. Allah God have reserved his treasure of snow and ice to be used against the wicked country of America in the days of battle and war. These are some of Allah God's weapons, storms that we see going on. The white man of America is not blind and ignorant. He has known these prophecies of his doom for a long time before we knew it. For the white man translates the Bible, and he knows what he puts in his translation of that, which was written in the Bible. The judgment of America, all love and respect of the wicked has gone from them. They do not love each other nor respect each other. They have pulled off their clothes and disgraced themselves. This is also a pledge. You see some of the white people rehearsing the cage days of their father. They are not ashamed to do so. They come out with long straggly hair as their fathers did in their days of their cage. This is Allah God forcing the white man to bear him witness that they really wants the caveman. Yet, a few foolish, unlearned black people follow the white man. It's a shame to pull off their clothes and grow hair down their backs and over their face by misleading the black man into falling ways of the white man cage days. The white man again telling the world how he had deceived the black man. It's now making the black man manifest that he is too weak to seek his own. For nearly 40 years, I have been preaching to the black man in America that we should step on. Instead of the black man going to the decent side of his own, he goes back seeking transitional Africa in the way they did in the jungle life, in the way you see in uncivilized parts of Africa today. They are not using barber tools, sneers, razors to keep themselves looking identified as a civilized people should look. The black man of America accepted jungle life, thinking that they would get the love of black Africa. Black brothers and black sisters wearing savage dress and hairstyles will not get you the love of Africa. To identify people of Africa are neither Muslims or educated Christians. But Africa today does not want Christianity. Do not think that you will get a home in Africa after this war if you are a Christian. To get a home in Africa after the war, you will have to be a Muslim. The judgment of America she has made manifest. As it is written in the Bible, we see in Revelation, she is a cage to every unclean and hateful bird, every unclean and hateful human being. America, your days have come for the evil done to your black slave. America, you cannot repay that evil with another evil of trying to tempt the black slave by offering them your white woman. That does not help you in this day, but it does condemn you as being a double crosser, that you even offer your black one slave your girls and women to do with them as they please if they will just follow you. The judgment of America. Babylon could have been healed, but she is not healed. America beginning to experience sorrows, mourning, grief, and distrust for the anger of God and man. According to both the Holy Quran and the Bible, there will be plenty more of the same. In these two books, one can easily find everything foretold that is happening today. The time will grow so terrible, son, that according to the Holy Quran, grave headed children will become grave headed. So it says the Holy Quran, children will become grave head, and according to the Bible, great heart failures will become a disease upon the people who had the anger of God, the American people. So the fourth beast in the revelation of John in the Bible, in which Daniel described as a dreadful, well-armed beast, working of death upon the weak, refers to America. She had no respect for the poor, the unfortunate. Daniel's description of a rib between the teeth of the beast is in reference to this ill treatment, subjection, ruthless behavior by the devil to our people. This America lightens the poor with heavy sentences, long prison terms, and refuses to let the prisoners go free. This is due to our heartlessness and lack of compassion for the black man of America. This beast white man lies and waits around the black man homes and prowls the streets at night and wait for an excuse to wreak his ruthlessness on his poor prey, the black man. If the black man raises a hand to protect and defend himself, he is shot dead and is unable to defend himself against false charges. This beast keeps our people in sorrow and unhappiness by depriving them of equal opportunity. The black man rages are calculated by white wicked accountants, preventing the so-called from saving by skyrocketing and the views of the poor, the price of the necessary of life. This white beast persecute, imprison, and kill those who preach freedom and justice for the poor so-called nigga. The white man does not want this so-called nigga to leave America, but she will not divide the spoil of America, the country which she had taken by force of arm, and killing the owners, the Indians, with them. This beast set up evil to be allies as the God. She discussed good for evil. She covered earth with filth, making it fascinating, so that man will bow down and worship evil for good. She set brothers against brothers for joy. Then she kills both of them, whom to America, the murderers and deceivers of the people. The God of justice and truth have pronounced a judgment against you, and by no means will you escape. You have made mockery of him, God and his people, and his words the truth. You have been judged and found wanting to the so-called American Negro, the lost and now found members of the black nation are there. Come unite with Allah and me. Go to your own. You won't have to go anywhere if you only will unite with your own. Heaven awaits you wherever you may be. America surrounded with the judgment of Allah. Before a great judgment that Almighty Allah God is bringing upon America are rain, hail, snow, fire, earthquakes, tornadoes. We see them now covering all sides of America as the Holy Quran prophesies, curtain her on all her sides. And these judgments will push the people into the center of the country, and they will realize that it's Allah God who is bringing them and their country to a nothing. Job in the Bible prophesies it. That Allah God has that snow and ice to use as his weapons in the days of war and battle against the wicked. We hear and read in the newspaper today of how great hill like little mountains of snow are pushing down from the north, not only in the northern states of Minnesota, North and South Dakota, and Montana, but now the snow is in the New England states and they are declared to be disaster areas. The announcer of disaster of snow in the New England states says that there had never been such great quantity of snow all up and down the coast of the Carolinas. The rain takes up where the snow leaves off. All around the southern borders of America, storms are raging. There are tornadoes and heavy rain and more storms on the way, one right after another. In the north and far west and east, America is surrounded with the judgment of Allah, God. There are earthquakes, where the seas is raging, the Pacific Ocean now angry and raging, and tossing up great waves as never before. Why should these things hit America? The revelation teach you why. It is because America is filled with devils and has such unclean person living in America. This is true. Under hateful birds, every filthy, shameless, wicked person comes here for a haven where he can do any wickedness he wants to do. And the country opens and welcomes that type of person. As we see, the few little Muslims, the name Muslim means those who have submitted to the will of Allah God. How the enemy hates us and seek to do all the evil he possibly can against us by falsehood. These are not the days of Noah, Lot, and Abraham, nor are these the days of Moses. These are new times. The enemy does not get away in punishing the righteous just because he hates them. Allah, the God of righteousness, is with us. He just laughed at those who try to fight against him. He had destroyed a whole nation with less than the power of rain, hail, snow, fire, earthquakes. The Holy Quran has a record of people even being destroyed. Allah God does not have to have something great. He does not have to go to work and get a black arm or a mountain to throw it on them. Use that which is with you against you. The force of nature are great weapons as we see them in play upon America. Storm after storm, Snow and ice are rolling in from the north and are pushing great drifts that are just covering up everything. What can you do with a God like that? Job prophesies that Allah God has his weapons stored up to use in the days of battle and war with the wicked. He just he just takes some snow and cover them all up. The Holy Quran says that Allah God destroyed people with just cold wind. He froze them. You think that you can get away with fighting Allah God? No wonder the second song says that he will sit in the heaven and laugh at those who are trying to fight against him. He will have you crazy. It is true. The heads of the governments of the Christian world are confused. They do not know that they are confused. Why? Because the great desire was to confuse us. Now America is confused. Now Allah God has taken confusion out of us and put it into them. Eat, America. Help yourself to the desert that you have prepared for yourself. You eat it. All praise are due to Allah God, who came in the person of Master Fala Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever. We went to Alabama, to any states that we go to. We pay a high price per acre of land that our fathers' labors has already brought for us. Now he wants to kill us if we act humble and peaceful, want to buy back some of our own labors. I laugh at some of these things that I hear coming out of Alabama, and not only in Alabama, but every other state in the union. They do not know the time in which they are living. Allah God is well able to take the country from you and give it to whom he pleases. It is in your Bible. Read it for yourself. He took the kingdom from the wicked and gave it to whom he pleases, those who will bring people into righteousness. America is surrounded with the judgment of Allah, the four great judgment of rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes, and confusion in the head of states. The four great judgment of America, to be pledged with too much rain, will destroy property and lives. It swells the rivers and creeks. Too much rain floods cities and towns. Large body of water at the ocean shore line will be made to swell with unusual highways, dumping billions of tons of water over the now seashore lines. Rain destroyed properties and killed cattle by drowning them in lowland. Rain destroyed the hiding places and vigorous beasts, reptiles, bringing them out, fighting in small towns and people homes and farms. Rain weakens and destroys railroads, truck lines, bread, and bridges. Rain undermines foundation of all types of buildings. Rain makes the atmosphere too heavy with moisture, causing sickness. Wind with rain can bring destruction to towns and cities, bringing germs, causing sickness to the people. Produce unclean water by the swelling stream and destroying of the pure drinking water used for the health of the people. Rain is a destructive army with itself. Hailstorms are also a property and life destroyer. Snow is the most dreaded pledge when it comes in great drift from 5 to 35 feet. It buries your properties and life. It destroys your highways in your cities, in your gravel towns and cities. It put a great a burden of expense upon the cities. It put a great a burden of expense upon the cities to repair it. The cave in or roofs home, the cutting off of homes, the cutting off of transportation, isolation area, bring about the starvation. And communication is destroyed with the icing of the communication lines. Snow looks pretty because of its clean look. See, almost everything in nature is beautiful, but it can be turned into death and destruction against man. Snow is prophesied to be one of the weapons that God will use against this wicked of America. Job 38:22 and 23. Hell also is mentioned in the same two verses, where God plainly tells us that he had preserved it against the time of trouble, against the days of battle and war. The Holy Quran also teaches us that God used snow, rain, wind, hail, earthquakes, and fire against former wicked people. Is America any better than the people read about in the history that God destroyed? No, she is not as good. These people was not as wicked as the American people. Earthquakes can destroy towns and cities instantly. America is in a grip of divine judgment. America is in a position towards her once slave, so-called, as Pharaoh was with Israel as a slave. She is in this position because of an injustice done to the American so-called Negro slave brought to America over 400 years ago. Refused to let them go free. They only they only say that you are free, knowing within that you are not able to leave them without anything. But the injustice continued to increase. Now they plan death. So this God was predicted by the prophet to come to the defense of his people, the so-called the last days after they served the enemy for 400 years. The Bible declared to Abraham in Genesis that God will judge the people to whom his people Abraham will be in bondage. This does not mean Israel. This means the present black people, the members of the black nation who have and are fulfilling their prophecy. God in the person of Master Fard Muhammad will not be defeated. The more evil, deceiving, tricking, making false promises that American so-called only increases. America, divine chastisement, doom. America knows that her trouble lies in the mistreatment of the black man, the so-called Negro. But she is too wicked to give up tricking the Negro and deceiving him on false promises. She just cannot stop. The opportunity is to open, and she thinks that there is no one to hinder her. But God has chosen us to be his people, and he delights in fighting enemy, according to the history of the former people. Delights himself by going forth against them when they extended the limit. So it is with America. They must be separate. America will not agree to see the Negro separated from her until she has suffered divine punishment, as Pharaoh suffered it. The same things the other evil nations suffered before them is now coming upon this people. She seeks to keep her slave robbed of the opportunity and wealth. She envies success coming to the American Negro free slave. She charged them high prices, keep them down, deceive them through a few of what we call Uncle Toms in the political circle, class, and all professional classes. He offered them little favoritism to help her work against their own people, the black people. But they too will suffer along with the enemy of justice, of the poor, so called Negro. They must be separate. Envy, hatred are going between the two people, regardless of their preaching of social integration. The truth must come. What is better than a program you find I had written you two black and whites cannot get along in peace? Because you have never gotten along in peace. Do you know why white Americans do not like to talk with you about separation and why he calls separation of the two people the wrong solution for peace between the people? He knows that it's promised and that God will do it. Then why do they not agree with separating themselves from you and me and we from them? Why are the black man and white man all over the earth now in disagreement with each other to live in peace? Do you know why? Oh, foolish American so-called Negro, seek some of this earth that you can call your own to live on in peace. Unite and ask the government for a portion of America. This is what we need, somewhere to live to ourselves and let this white man live to himself. Two people are not brothers. They are aliens to each other. See, God did not make them brothers to each other. I ask you, my brothers and sisters, to learn this and learn it quickly. Fly for your life to the refuge of Allah and come follow me. And come follow me. Okay, America being divinely curtained. The Holy Quran, Surah 1341. See that we are visiting the land, curtaining it of its sides. Allah hath pronounced a doom, and there is no repeller of his decree, and he is swift and calling to account. Black man in America, there is no one as blind as you are seeing what is going on against America. I have warned you for nearly 40 years that Allah God, person of Master Falad Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, came to me and gave me the knowledge of the truth, and I have been preaching it to you continually. Now, you see what is going on. As America had done, so now it's being done into her. America has surrounded the country of the people, and she had blown their cities to pieces, and she had killed the inhabitants, those who were left alive. She put to flight, running from shelter for destruction by America's might. It is very sad and horrible to look at the things that America had done, which are now coming on this country. For many years, centuries of years, America lived a luxurious, wicked life while hating her black slaves and depriving them of justice, shooting them down on the streets and on the highways and the woods and fields for nothing. She did it just because she felt that she had the advantage, and she wanted to kill black people as she was made to do. The Bible, Psalms chapter 10, verse 8, he sat in a lurching place of the village, in a secret place do he murdered innocents. His eyes are set against the poor. Up until this very minute, she is seeking to destroy the black man in America and deprive him of freedom to do for self. America never desired departure of the black slave from his white slave master. America wished only to hold the black slave in order to continue to treat him with evil. Pharaoh hatred and injustice to Israel and Egypt in the time of Moses should serve America as a warning. But she had fallen headlong to the destruction of Allah God. America runs to and fro, seeking way out, but she does not try to justify her black slave for justice and equality amongst the nations of the earth. America made us into nothing, and she used us to mock us for the nation of the earth. But the God with unlimited wisdom, knowledge, and power is now befriending the black slave, and he has chosen the black slave to be his people. But the foolish black people have yet to come into the knowledge that Allah God is their best friend, and that he is here to save them from destruction. The people who have shown evil and hatred to us all our life. America divided us one against the other. The black man in America is so divided against each other that you seek all the time to do evil against each other. You cannot even befriend them lest they take advantage of it. They call you a fool for trying to befriend them, as it was with us by Midway Technical Schools. Midway Technical Schools came to us for help, and we gave them that help to keep them from falling. It cost us $30,000 to set them free of their backwinds and other bills that they have. Take a look at how they turn on us for the purpose of wrecking all of their beautiful business set up for them and others to enjoy on the south side of Chicago, Illinois. The fall of America foretold separation is the answer. The Holy Quran, Surah 81, 6, 7, and 12. And when the cities are set on fire, and when men are united, and when hell is kindled, the folding up is the title taken from the first verse of that chapter in which the above verses are found. When the sun is folded up, the Holy Quran, Surah 81, verse 1, prophesies the folding up of a recorded work. A record of what people had done as it used will no longer be necessary. This chapter refers to what take place in the resurrection. One party recorded as beginning, while the other party discontinued. We see this clearly being made manifest today. War causes the destruction of civilization. War destroys the cities and towns of a nation. Chapter 81 of the Holy Quran is now being fulfilled. The sun and the stars, mountains, camels, and wild animals are all mentioned in the first four verses of this chapter and are not without. The coming of God referred to by the prophet is to unite a people who have been divided against self by the enemies. He chose these people for building a better world. The Bible Revelation refers to destruction of the beast and its chief instructor, the dragon. The name beast given here is not referring to 4-foot animals, but to a people who rule is like that of a savage beast. The Theologians, most of them from the time of Martin Luther, who I think was the author of these terms. Beast, dragon, especially the late Pastor Russell and Judge Radford, founder of Jehovah's Witness sect, takes the term dragon to refer to the Pope of Rome, the father of the Christian church and the Christian religion. This is the first time since we have been lost and is part of the earth that we want to unite the black nation of the earth and to one under the guidance of God who is now present. Why should the master continue to deceive his slave? He teaches the slave that he is a free citizen with equality. Why do you slave master want to hold them for hostage prey? You do not need them. The machines do the labor that the slave used to do. Why not let them go? You want to go to war against Allah and the freedom that Allah came to do? For you slave, before you Pharaoh had that same idea. He did not want Israel to go free in the land to themselves. Pharaoh lost the war against Allah, was drowned in the Red Sea. The loser of this war will land in a lake of fire, not water. If white America wants to free her slaves, she can easily do so. This will be simpler and easier than what she is doing, killing, provoking them through police force, National Guards, and fighting the U.S. Army, as we see in Detroit, Michigan. America action show us two things. Firstly, she wished to cause fear amongst the so-called nigger with a display of many deadly weapons, but Allah is removing the fear. Secondly, she feared to approach her armed slave unless she is armed. This has been a historical relation between the white man and the slave. The white man seeks the leaderships of the so-called nigger to help him keep the dissatisfied slaves subject to him without complaint about injustice. The white man would say, nigger, you should be happy. You are better off than many of your black kind with a job. The white slave master brought our fathers here to do the slave work. Our free labor has made the white slave master richer than their brethren, Europeans. They offers any of this land that they took from the Indians. The 22 million so-called niggers should be seeking some of this earth on which to live and build an independent nation out of self. The white master only offers a job. Allah God has come, and the person Master Falah Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, is to free us. The Negro slave must be free. This is the meaning of the resurrection. Allah God has said to Elijah Muhammad that he intends to free the American so-called Negro at any price. For 400 years, you slave masters have been killing the so-called Negro without receiving any resistance, regardless of his peaceful way with you. We the Muslims have tried to live in peace here in America. There is not a single instant in our 36 years of history where we have ever made an aggressive move against you, but you have attacked us several times. We have proved to the world that you are impossible to live with in peace. You have condemned and killed the just and he who do not resist you. James 5:6. You have destroyed many towns, cities, and people, as you have divided the so-called one against the other. So Allah should divide you and your brethren. As you have done to others, so shall it be done to you. The Bible. And when the cities are set on fire, it's a sign of the end of you as a power. The house doomed to fall. We cannot deny the fact that the Christian race is responsible for this universal corruption in the land and sea. And the same corruption that their own hands have made will come their doom. The Christian preach that which they do not do, cannot do, such as love your neighbors. I have yet to meet one who loves his neighbor as did himself. Thou shalt not kill. I have yet to meet such a Christian. They even fight against each other, rob and kill each other, but yet represent themselves as world peacemakers with whom the great deceivers of the world will reap what they have sown, and they not corrupt many people. A nation under good, peaceful, loving Christians. Christian rest is full of the worst crimes, practicing evil to the fullest, seeking to practice them on other nations as well. The universal temper are ever parade before the world. They bold have new girls and women. They are before your eyes in almost everything: murder, gambling, robbery, drunkenness, drugs, adultery, lying. There is hardly any end to it. The land and sea are filled with deadly weapons of war. The islands of the seas are filled with corruption by all the nations of earth, for they are proud and boastful, and are now hated and despised according to their wishes. The religion of Christianity is a curse to us, the black man, and is full of slavery teachings. They have poisoned the Bible with their adding to and taken from the truth. Now their doom is in sight. It is their own work. They command the seas with their powerful navies, parking them off the shore of the nations. They secure the air base on their soil, place their deadly bombs carrying planes within easy striking distance of those whom they fear to be their enemies. Is this not the easy way to make an enemy? Is this the act of a real Christian, the follower of Jesus, when they preach came for peace of mankind, and to teach the seeking of the sword and the turning of the other cheek? Where is the good Christian amongst this race? They love meddling other people's affairs. They are ever fight a war if it matters not with whom or where, but yet crying peace, peace, with every deadly weapons of war to provoke other nation to war. Shall not the God of peace and justice deal with you and your troublemaking as he did with those before you? I warn every one of you, my people, fly to Allah with me for refuge. As I warn you, the judgment of this world has arrived. Get out of the slave making Christianity into the real religion of Islam. The house you are in shall surely fall and never rise again. The destruction and fall. The destruction and fall of the world that we have known is now without a doubt in process. When we refer to the world, we are referring to the world of the white man. For the world of the black man have yet to come in. The world of the black man by divine guidance is now merging in on the old world of the white race. This makes the destruction and fall of the world of the white man. Here in America, we cannot see nothing but the fall of America. It's no secret. It is obvious. Eyes that are open. We want to close our eyes and minds, claiming that we do not see or understand. They will be falling ourselves. This refusal to see is foolhardy, regardless of how we may desire to see the old world stand. We do not have the power to stave off the destruction that caused the world of this white man to fall. Destruction and power that is bringing about the fall of the world of the white man is coming from Allah God. The passivity of the world of the white man. There never was a time of destruction of this world like the present time. It is useless for you to try to prevent the fall of the white man's world. There is no checking it. The right race have not tried to do the right thing, justice, and doing the justice would have checked her fall. The Bible, Jeremiah, but America was never willing, and even at this hour, she is not willing to do justice by those whom she had mistreated. She had dealt injustice to a black slave for nearly 500 years that she had been in the Western hemisphere. America have constantly burdened the poor black slave with every evil that she can imagine. Her evil scientists who have invented more and more evil practice have not been able to invent any more evil than that which they have already put out. Day and night, without a let up, the white man mistreat the poor black slave. Now since heaven and the God of peace, justice, freedom, equality have come to the black slave, the white man is trying to make Everyone that recognized the truth deviate from it. The white man says, do not accept it. He makes the black man a hypocrite against his own starvation. The white man trolls the one who have not as yet accepted the truth of their starvation. He promised them that which he would never be able to fulfill. America is falling. She is now losing the power and authority that she was enjoying in foreign land. Her fall is very visible. Wherever her authorities have been exercising, the people are now crying out in one voice, leave us. Leave us, American. Go home to America. The citizens of the countries are telling American citizens, leave us. America no longer have friends.